we appointed Julie Inman Grant, and of course she was pursuing laws under the Online Safety Act, the world-leading Online Safety Act that the Coalition put in place.
Let's turn to social media. The eSafety Commissioner dropped the case against X during the week. This was in relation to the video about the Wakely stabbing and whether it should have been taken down from the Twitter servers globally. The case is now done. From a policy perspective, this is still a bit of a question. Should the Commissioner, the eSafety Commissioner in Australia, have the power to order social media companies to remove content globally?
Well, look, what the Commissioner was really doing is saying that the easiest way to remove material for Australians is simply to delete it. The Act is very clear. It's for Australian users, not global users. And so what the court case was effectively about is how do you define an Australian user online? And that's what the interim judgment was about. But the Commissioner has had pretty much all the other platforms deleted the material, and she wanted to test that in court.
But she also said this week, now able to talk about it, Julie Inman Grant, the Commissioner, said that when the Coalition government gave her the powers, it was very clear, it was in a press release, she said, the power to order content be removed wherever it's hosted, and they're usually hosted in the United States. So she says that's what you guys told her to do.
Yeah, no, and she's right. And I don't think that's not in dispute, David. So the Act is very clear that the Commissioner's orders can apply to remove content that's hosted overseas.
Right, because it's confusing. Peter Dutton said when she did this that you can't influence what happens elsewhere in the world. I think it's silly to try that.
They're separate issues, David. So the servers are located overseas, but what the Act is about is Australian users. So in order to stop the content from being seen by Australian users, you've got to take action on those overseas servers. And actually, X didn't dispute that. Right. What X disputed was should that apply to users who are outside of Australia, and that's what the court case was about. And Peter was just stating the obvious, that just as we wouldn't want Romania to regulate for our internet, we can't regulate for Romania, and the Commissioner's not saying that she wants to do that. It was just a debate about how you define an Australian user online.
Do you think the Commissioner's confused about her powers here?
No, I think the Commissioner does a great job.
So she wasn't silly to try and do this?
Well, look, again, David, she was simply testing the legal issue around the definition of an Australian user. She wasn't seeking to claim global domain over the internet. And we appointed Julie Inman Grant, and of course she was pursuing laws under the Online Safety Act, the world-leading Online Safety Act that the Coalition put in place.